Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we're going to be talking about Hedera Hashgraph. We're going to be talking about Web 3.0. We're going to be talking about many markets. With that being in mind, I just want to ask you all a serious question. And that question is, where do you think that data security and protection is on the food chain in terms of rankings of 1 as being the top priority to about 10 being, the bottom level, who cares really about it? Because in my mind, I know a lot of IT individuals that work in, IT, and, I know a lot of tech individuals as well. I know that I've been in the tech industry, and I know that data protection and security is pretty much at the top of the food scale. So obviously it is a big piece of the puzzle. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we know that Hedera Hashgraph, for what it is severely overlooked and undervalued. We don't need to talk about that. I've talked about that multiple times in the past, and I continue to talk about it to date. Now, with Hedera, we know that they are the trust layer of the internet. But what does that truly mean when we're talking about Web 3.0? Because we know that crypto is going to be the heart and soul of Web 3.0, but where does Hedera pretty much stand? Well, first off, Hedera is pretty much providing interoperability for Web 3.0, which we'll discuss later on in this video, but they are also going to be the trust layer or the security layer of Web 3.0. That is my insight on it, because it is the only asset in this space that has the highest degree of security in terms of a consensus mechanism. So with that being said, before we fully jump into this video, I just want to ask if you guys are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing, turning notifications on. Also, if you guys aren't new and you guys do enjoy crypto content, definitely hit that like button, as it does help the channel grow. Now, also, I am launching a sale. It is live now on the Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack. It is 20% off for 1 week only. This will end next Saturday. All you have to do is go to the Ultimate Crusader Trading Bundle Pack, add it to the cart, go to the cart, and boom, it will take the $20 off immediately. So definitely get that while that lasts. I will also be launching more sales as we do range on, so definitely keep a close eye out on that. Now, let's talk about Web 3.0. So we do see here the future of the browser. Right now, Web 3, wallets like MetaMask plug into DeFi applications. In the world, they'll plug into every website in the world. Websites are broken. Your personal data, credit cards, address, birthday, email, passwords, and more is stored on hundreds of private databases. This creates a honeypot for hackers. According to Have I Been Pwned, my credit card and address have been stolen 10 plus times. Soon, you'll use a stablecoin like USDC through a Web3 wallet like MetaMask to make e-commerce purchases. This is far more efficient and secure than creating new accounts on every website, but ultimately, it's boring. NFTs will make it interesting. Let's use Nike as an example for this. Instead of creating an account on Nike, you'll just sync it with your crypto wallet. When you buy a new pair of Nikes will send you the physical shoe, and they'll drop an NFT of the shoe into your wallet. And that's where it gets interesting. In a metaverse-driven world, we will all have 2 closets, your physical closet and your digital closet. You'll be able to port your Nike NFT into your metaverse game, so you could actually wear them and show them off. Sounds crazy, right? It's not. Nike's already hiring metaverse designers and patenting virtual goods. Another benefit of this is that these NFTs will turn your physical goods into more efficient financial assets. Right now, if you have $10,000 worth of collectibles, it's very tough to turn them into productive assets. You'd have to sell them to make money. But when you own the NFT of those collectibles, you'll be able to take loans out against those collectibles. Again, sounds crazy, but look what On Rally Road has done, turning physical assets into digital assets. Why will Nike do this? More revenues, 5 to 10% of every secondary sale. Furthers Nike culture. Verifiable supply of sneakers makes them more valuable. Custom events for Nike NFT holders. Nike wants to own the digital closet. Web3-driven browsers is a win-win-win. For consumers, it's more efficient and secure. For brands, it drives more revenue and brand loyalty. For crypto-driven e-commerce will give hundreds of millions of non-crypto users their first NFTs. If you enjoyed this, again, you guys could go follow Jason on Twitter. Now, With all of this in mind, yes, DeFi and Web 3.0 is growing at a rapid pace. I don't need to tell you guys that at all. For anybody who is confused on what Web 3.0 is so far, let me break it down to you. So this article is the perfect base point for it. So we've had Web 2.0 and we've had Web 1.0. Web 1.0 was the initial boom in terms of the internet. And then of course we had Web 2.0, which was largely mobile, social, and cloud. Now with this, obviously we had the iPhone launch, we had, iPods and stuff like that, and we pretty much had all that major breakthrough technology that was pretty much happening on a day-to-day basis, it seemed. I remember when I was a kid, pretty much there was a new iPhone or a new, iPod out every year, which, it is pretty much the same thing right now, and pretty much everything is so competitive. It's more so a social network. That's what Web 2.0 is. Now, what Web 3.0 is, and that's probably what everybody is probably wondering right now, is this. It enables a future where distributed users and machines are able to interact with data value and other counterparties via a substrate of peer-to-peer networks without the need for third parties. The result, a composable, human-centric, and privacy-preserving computing fabric for the next wave of the web. I don't need to tell you guys how great this will be because essentially you could understand it, right? It's decentralized. This is getting rid of those centralized entities that are buying your information, selling it, and that is exactly why you're getting spam calls all the time. That's why you're getting your, credit stolen and stuff like that. We need to step away from centralized entities and get into the decentralized web. And that is why this Web 3.0 is probably going to be the most valuable, or I shouldn't even say valuable, but this is pretty much the biggest market that we've ever seen, because this is going to pretty much take Web 2.0 and prosper it into such a massive new market. And again, that is what this tweet is telling you. This is the future. This is what is about to happen. Don't believe it? Well, pretty much every company out there, including dating apps like Bumble, are moving into Web 3.0 and the metaverse. So pretty much large, small, whatever the case may be in terms of use cases, they are moving in. Now, Bumble, they are essentially, pretty much launching this Bumble BFF. It's more so like a friend-finding platform for Web 3.0. Again, all of this is companies trying to move in on Web 3.0. They know what's coming. I know what's coming. Everybody should know what's coming at this point. And of course, like I said, Web 3.0 is going to pretty much get rid of that, pretty much competition driven world. Web 2.0, we work in a zero-sum environment where everything is a competition. Who can build the biggest network? Web 3.0, we work in a positive-sum environment where collaboration wins. How can we build the biggest network together? That is what I say with a lot of these DLT assets. A lot of people are comparing XRP to HBAR or HBAR to Casper or whatever. What if they all come together and start to build out this future? Chainlink is essentially doing that at this point. They are connected with almost every asset within this space. If you don't see that by now, you should definitely see it. Now, of course, Web 3.0 is going to prosper in with crypto adoption. This is going to be the decentralized web. And what are we going to essentially use? We're going to be using crypto throughout this entire process. Like I said, it's going to connect to your crypto wallet. And then, of course, for those who are not crypto savvy, of course, they could use their, debit cards and stuff, I'm sure. But again, when we're talking about crypto, this is going to be massive. And I just want to break this down real quick. So obviously, we had Web 1.0, early internet and worldwide web protocols and commercial applications. This was pretty much the worst infrastructure monetization, licensed software for applications hosted on-premise. And of course, here's Web 2.0, right? Global scale, closed ecosystem, business focused on control and demand. This is our present day, modern day, internet. Again, these are some of those, pretty much driven companies that are all centralized, I should say. And then SaaS, per seat software hosted in cloud advertising, click and impression based. B2B take rates 30%, i.e. Apple. B2C take rates 15 to 25%, i.e. Airbnb. And of course, here's the open consensus driven ecosystems, Web 3.0. And again, check out some of the entities that are here. These are all decentralized entities. Token economics, right? Monetized through network value appreciation. B2B take rates, variable upon gas fees. And of course, when we're talking about assets like HBAR, we could pretty much see zero, right? Or I should say close to zero. B2C take rates 2.5 to 15%, i.e. Axie Infinity's 4.5% take. This is why crypto is going to succeed, because we need to get away from these, corporate entities that are just trying to pretty much swallow up as much, profit as they possibly can. It makes for a terrible ecosystem. Now, in terms of this market, I've always talked about this being a $140 trillion market at scale. We essentially don't know what the value of this market will be, but we do know that from Web 1.0 to Web 2.0, it did pretty much a 7x. Now, from this point to here, if we do a 7x, it's almost $140 trillion, almost exact. Now, are we going to do a 7x? We don't know. We don't really have that viable information, but we just know that this is going to be massively disruptive. Of course, this is coming from M13 company, right? Now, of course, they're talking about these networks being tokenized. They're talking about, pretty much Web 3.0 disrupting this entire scene. And here is where are we in the evolution of crypto? Well, of course, in terms of evolution, we are seeing a lot more acceptance. In fact, we've seen the United States essentially get the most percentage for the Bitcoin network. And I just want to say people actually call Hbar centralized, but 31% of the hash rate power is owned by the US, and before that it was like 60% owned by China. But hey, I'm not going to say anything. In terms of this though, I just want to express the fact that crypto adoption is at a rapid pace point right now. It is being adopted at such a rapid pace. We're seeing a lot of things happen with NFTs. We're seeing a lot of things happen with interoperability in terms of DLTs, finance, and so much more. Now, in terms of, where's the big focus point on Hbar? Well, first off, we know that Chainlink is working with Hedera. In fact, we do see here Hedera will integrate Chainlink's leading decentralized Oracle solution in a series of initiatives designed to help centralized financial institutions harness the security and transparency of decentralized applications that meet accelerating user demand. I just want to focus, right? As the first Web 3.0 member of the council, we look forward to working with them and other council members to explore the vast number of enterprise use cases that leverage Chainlink's Oracle capabilities at the speed, low cost, and energy efficiency that Hedera Network offers. And now, of course, they're offering this major speed and stuff, but it's mainly that major innovation of security and transparency through the asynchronous Byzantine fault-tolerant consensus. But with that, we also talk about, of course, they're going to harness the speed, the low cost, and the energy efficiency that Hedera has because they are carbon negative. They are the only DLT out there that is carbon negative with the statistics that they have. Now, we also look at this, right? Because we go back to July, and I've already talked about some of this before, but Filecoin and Hedera Hashgraph announced grant program to propel Web 3.0 interoperability. And I don't need to tell you guys how big of a use case interoperability is because I've already discussed it to you guys with QNT or Quant Networks. But with this, of course, we're talking about supply chain, verifiable proofs of for data, payments, advertising, tokenization of assets, and so much more. This is going to be incredible for, the future, especially when we're talking about Web 3.0. And if Hbar, like I said, could just scoop up a little percentage of that $140 trillion market, we're looking at a very successful future for anybody who is holding, Hbar. Now, of course, with this, we talk about what's happening in the DeFi space too, because Hbar just launched their first DeFi project, or I should say the Hbar Foundation supported their first DeFi project that is going to be launching. And this is incredible because I discussed this yesterday, and of course, we already talked about this, but the reason why DeFi is such a big space is because we know that a lot of individuals out there, especially even banking, individuals and banks in general, and even financial firms, hedge funds, and so forth, are saying that DeFi has a lot of growth potential. In fact, they're talking about DeFi in terms of its major growth and potential to really kind of grow at a rapid pace. And I do think that DeFi is just beginning. In fact, if we're talking about DeFi being only a $184 billion market, this could easily 10x very, very fast. And at some point in time, we could expect this to be worth at least, in my mind, $10 trillion, which again is a small percentage of the $140 trillion possible evaluation of Web 3.0. And like I said, if Hbar is sticking their toes in the sand for the DeFi market, just imagine what else is going to happen within the DeFi space and what other use cases they're going to explore within the DeFi space as well. But with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.